Well, here's Ben Shapiro attacking me with a script, reading a CNN fake article from 12 years ago. Itself fake, itself a lie, but he wouldn't even tell you the source because he knows you wouldn't believe CNN.
You cite CNN all the time.
Same guy that says take the COVID shots, enjoy the lockdowns, never
I think some people did. That was the problem.
Trumper. But now he and Mark Levin and the Israeli operatives, they're the real
Jews. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
MAGA, and any of us that actually got Trump elected or were there at the start, we're the people you can't trust.
Hey, first of all, fucko, who gives a shit what they're saying? They're actually asking you to line up with Trump, and he's not a Jew. He's not an Israeli operative. And if he is, then these guys are just fucking ornaments on that tree. If he's the primary, he makes the decisions. Who gives a shit what like media figures say about this when Donald Trump is telling them directly what to say? If they're following a script, it's from him, asshole.
Here he is.
He has integrity. In fact, he's been called by some a prophet. Tucker Carlson literally called him a prophet on his program. So actually, this is a person whose own lawyer made the case in a custody hearing with his ex-wife that he was a performance artist. This wasn't even the Sandy Hook trial where he tried to make the same case.
By the way, that's also what Tucker Carlson said in one of his lawsuits, that when he was sued for lying, he said, oh, my show is just entertainment. It's not meant to be true. I mean, I guess it's a great job if you can get it.
His lawyers claim that this man of integrity is, in fact, a performance artist. Quote, he's playing a character and is nothing like his online persona, attorney Randall Wilhite reportedly insisted in a Texas courtroom at a pretrial hearing ahead of the right-wing radio jock's custody battle with ex-wife Kelly Jones.
Yeah, by the way, that's true. That was said in court. That's on the record. And that was their strategy. Who gives a shit if CNN quotes it or where you get the quote from? Is the quote real or not? If you have actually what he said was this, or it never shows up in there, here's the transcripts of that portion of it, and nothing like that was ever said, then show that. But you can't.
Jones by his InfoWars performances would be like judging Jack Nicholson by his depiction of the Joker on Batman. That's his own lawyer saying that. His own lawyer is saying that he was a performance artist.
Yeah, I think he's being nice. He's a bullshitter.
Hey, that's his wife was making the case that actually he's just unstable. Quote, he's not a stable person. He says he wants to break Alec Baldwin's neck. He wants J-Lo to get raped. His lawyer was like, no, he doesn't mean any of that. He's a performance artist. Okay, so those are your choices. So I'd just like to point out once again, at this point, you can watch whatever you want. It is a free country. You can watch Alex Jones. You can believe Alex.
No. There's some stuff you can't watch. Like some of the stuff that was allegedly in Epstein's files, for example. You can't watch that shit. It's illegal. You can't give it to other people to watch, which is why people should be going to jail.
Jones, you can think Alex Jones, you're entitled to any of those beliefs. That's fine. It's a free country. On a moral and intellectual level, it is not so fine. Because it turns out that people who consistently traffic in conspiracy, it turns out that people who consistently traffic in trash, people who spend your time, your few brief breaths on this planet, filling your mind with stupidity, playing a WWE character. Listen, if you want to watch Alex Jones in the same way that you watch WWE, because you know that the WWE is people who are fake jumping on each other and you find it dramatic and interesting.
Yeah. Was he being the Joker or Tammy Faye Baker? I forget. I didn't watch this episode.
You know, more power to you.
I think it looks more Tammy Faye Baker to me, I got to say.
But if you're watching WWE and you think it's real, that makes you the stupid person. Don't do it. Don't do it. Seriously.
Why would you put that makeup on if people are making the same analogy about Obama?
It makes you dumber. It just makes you... in the end, you're responsible for the information that enters your brain and your independent judgment of that information. But if people are consistently being inauthentic...
Yeah, that's great, sir. We need to move... If you're not going to order anything, we need this table for customers. I mean, we took down the sign, 2 beverage for minimum for use of Wi-Fi, but the rule still applies. You've been coming here long enough to know that.
If people openly acknowledge that what they're saying to you publicly and what they say privately are two different things.
Jesus, he's playing a long fucking clip of Ben Shapiro shitting on him. He must really have to go to the bathroom.
On the same matters, well, then maybe you ought to take what they say with a grain of salt rather than suggesting that, for example, Donald Trump is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein, or Dan Bongino, with whom I am friends, is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein, or
with whom I am friends. Ew.
Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, is lying to you about Jeffrey Epstein, because those are your only two choices here. Either Alex Jones, as is usual, blew
I'm sorry, I was told by Megyn Kelly there's a gray area.
a conspiracy theory out of proportion, and so did the rest of the internet, or Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Donald Trump are all lying to you. Those are your
Yeah, they are. They are lying. They're lying. Trump directly and Kash Patel and Bongholio by omission.
choices. There is no third choice.
There's a lot of other choices. You're lying. You just
Wow.
spewed a bunch of lies as if they were facts. You didn't actually go to the court record. You took a CNN thing where my lawyer went, this is inadmissible. This clip of Jones playing the Joker. And when he does that, he's doing a parody, just like when I was a gay frog, which is less than 1% of what I do.
I don't know. I think you being a gay frog is far more than 1%. When is this Alex Jones clip from? This is from last night.
And actually, listeners love it. I love to have some fun, but I've basically stopped doing it because in the
Yes, because there's no time for fun right now. It's in general, it's a bad idea because this is a fun-free zone.
I love that feeling. Simple hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Butts and tongues and vests and thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Simple hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo. You know what I wanna do. Yay! Boink, boink, dooby-doo. You know what I wanna do. Buster.
So, yeah, there's just no room for fun anymore. I mean, my president left without any real major scandals and actually passed some real bills that helped human beings and made their lives better. So I could still laugh and have some fun. And as tough as things are, move towards a better world. You're stuck being a dipshit. So I can understand how you're just going to be a morose prick for a long time.
media always takes it and says, that's really who I am. It's crazy.
Do. Hold on. This is playing does he play footage? What happens here?
So you heard this memo says there's no evidence. There's just people in prison that worked with him for human trafficking, but that didn't happen either. Nope, your FBI said it. Trump said it. So you're either with Trump and Bongino or you're with that crazy guy who admits he's fake, Alex Jones. When did I say I was fake? Oh, well, CNN said in the court filing. Didn't say that. But that's what...
This is so good, by the way. Can we just enjoy the fact that... Just own this for a second. Understand all this stuff everybody hears about how the right just pulls off this stuff and they're great with messaging and all that. Yeah, all that you hear, right? That's what you've been told. That somehow they're in control of all this and everything goes their way. And then listen to the argument this asshole is having to make with other right-wing commentators and Donald fucking Trump.
They do. An intelligence agency talking point. Here come the Israelis to the rescue. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. The bugle, the cavalry. Here comes Ben Shapiro. Here he is.
We now have the answers. And the problem is this. People who never hedged their bets, people who never at any point suggested to you that they don't have data to back up the speculation, that the speculation was in and of itself the conclusion that if you speculate without evidence, that amounts to an actual conclusion to an investigation, they're going to be very upset today because it turns out that the DOJ and the FBI have concluded that Epstein didn't have a client list and died by suicide, according to a memo detailing the findings obtained by Axios. Now, again, does this put to bed like all inquiries? Of course not. People can continue to speculate as much as they want, and I think there's still...
Oh, real quick, can I point out that this dickhead is citing Axios, which is, for all practical purposes, relatively new, but still what would be considered legacy media.
Open questions here regarding how did Epstein make his money?
Why does he sound so nasal? Because the internal shape of his sinuses and the lack of testicular dropping that occurs normally in, the hormonal pathway of a boy becoming a man.
That's a very serious open question. And the speculation for a long time was he made his money from blackmail. But the DOJ and the FBI, again, run by people like Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are telling you. They are. I'm not telling you.
They're telling you this. It's not my fault.
They're telling you, people who are members of the Trump administration, people you elected and put into these positions to get you the truth on this matter, are telling you that he didn't, in fact, he was not murdered. He did not keep a client list. And he did not blackmail powerful figures.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Anyway, that is the thing that they are saying.
You heard that as Junos? You did? I would think it's just like boyhead, right? This is what happens when you're boy-sized.
Not I. They are saying this. If you're willing to throw that over and claim they're lying, then I'd like to see you present your evidence.
Because I think my nose is actually bigger than his. I'd just like to say for the record, if that's a concern for people. Yeah. I mean, I like my nose, don't get me wrong, but yeah.
That they are, in fact, lying.
I like to think I have a Harrison Ford kind of nose. So there's a lot of similarities.
Because I know Dan. I don't think that Dan Bongino is lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kash Patel a little bit. I don't think Kash Patel is lying to me.
Stop right there. Back it up 5 seconds. What did Patel say on Rogan a few months ago? He goes, listen, Joe, you know me. You can trust me. If there was any evidence of any other victims, we'd tell you. If there was any video, we'd let you know. And Joe's like, well, Bondi says you've got 14 terabytes. Well, let's not talk about that. And you have all these court cases and people convicted and all this. And then
all these court cases and all these people convicted. You mean one? Again, Brunel was on his way to trial before he killed himself in Europe.
His court case, the second one in New York when he died, as Roger Stone says, release that. No, there's no evidence. Believe these people because they've done a 180 now.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's not an intelligence.
He's not an intelligence. Asset agent?
So.
Nope, just not an intelligence. I see.
That's what's happening here.
That's what's happening.
And out from under a rock comes Ben Shapiro with others to attack me. That clip's coming up. But that's all over the news. Alex Jones says there's a cover-up.
Well, you were crying on Twitter. And granted, you're a bullshit artist, so nobody should take that too seriously. But, it was kind of a switch from, the alleged, I think it's, oh my, how quickly they have fallen is really the story here. Because, when Trump got elected, you guys are like, this is it. We're finally going to do it. And then, like less than 6 months after he's inaugurated, you guys are fucking crying in your car on camera. But we're the snowflakes, sure.
And so there must not be one because, he's Alex Jones. He's a guy that admitted in court. He's an actor. Everything's fake. Really, where's the transcript? Where is it? Oh, his lawyer said it. Oh, CNN said that. No, they tried to enter in a custody battle. Me doing a Joker thing about fluoride in the water. I'm the Joker. I'm putting poison in your water. It's good, kids. Drink it and die. My ex-wife wanted to say, look, he's crazy. My lawyer said that's inadmissible. That's obviously a parody. When Jack Nicholson plays the Joker, he's not really the Joker. By that extension, Jones admits he's a performance artist.
No, because Jack Nicholson doesn't actually believe that the Joker character and Batman are two sides of the same coin, and that they made each other, and that they're necessary, and that they're gonna dance forever. As well, that would be the Dark Knight series. But what I'm talking about, like this asshole dressed up as the Joker to convey in a satirical way that he believes that fluoride is a mind control chemical. That's not the same thing as the Joker reading a script somebody else wrote, you dickhead.
And everything's fake. And yes, when I was in Scanner Darkly or Waking Life, that I was invited to be in by Rick Linklater with Connor Reeves and others, I'm playing a part. When I'm up here, I'm showing you the clips. I'm showing you the articles. And he says, oh, there's no evidence. Really, Ghislaine Maxwell, the judge in her case, run by Comey, said, we're not going to gratuitously release the names of the people on the client list and suppress Ghislaine Maxwell's client list. Well, let's get that.
Yeah, let's get it.
You know, she's in jail now. She's in prison. Let's release that. But again, Ben Shapiro, there's no evidence that he was in intelligence or anything, or he worked with anybody else. No, we just have...
Yeah, I will give you that. There is no evidence that Ben Shapiro has intelligence.
The U.S. attorney that ran the first case saying he was...
He can pretend, he can perform it. Like, kind of like how you perform giving a shit about any of these issues just to make money. Ben Shapiro can give the illusion of intelligence, I suppose, online.
Told go lied on him. He's an intelligence operative. And, you know, he's got the head of Mossad at his house and the Israeli prime minister over and over again. But nothing's going on. Nothing's...
The infamous book is thought to contain the contact information of a variety of famous faces, including Prince Andrew. Ghislaine Maxwell's Little Black Book will not be made public. This is, when's the date on this? December of 2021.
Happening. No, Ben Shapiro said, we've never presented any evidence. No, Bongino and Patel haven't put on any evidence. All right, so finish up the first clip of Shapiro, then into his attack on me. And again, this is a standards thing I've seen for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
And this is all CIA, Mossad, Intel run that creates the PR firms, that creates the...
I got to tell you guys, does it fucking hurt your ears to listen to his fucking voice the way it does mine? Like, it's just like that fucking grind. Like, it hurts my throat just listening to it. What the fuck?
PR stories on key political items.
The acid reflux is a serious thing.
They demonize me. They make me this bad person with the general public.
No, you were a monster towards the Sandy Hook families. Fuck you. Fuck you sideways all the way to Christmas. Asshole.
And then when the general public's questioning something, like atrazine in the water, gender bending, they just show me talking about it and go, look, he's crazy, so it's not real. And and that's the tactic. So he's following exact tactics, and he noticed that.
If the bottom of...
Oh my God. And if you notice anything, it's fucking ads.